Hello everyone, this is Zero Designs here, and today we're creating another tutorial on actually how to animate the thing we made from the past episode or the other part of creating our controller animation, and that link is in the description and probably on your screen right now as well. So let me just show you what we're going to be creating. So that might be a bit fast, but as you can see, we have this kind of, let me just get rid of these rulers over here, guys, we don't need them. As you can see, we have this square coming in, the controller kind of popping out, and the line drawing on, the circle popping on with the two things, the buttons popping on together with the text, and pretty much everything else coming on, so that is what we're going to be creating. So what you got to do is create a new After Effects project. I'm not going to save this one as I already saved it a minute ago. And you just got to double click this box over here and load in the one you created. And press OK. So mine actually goes in as a composition, but you gotta go over here and import as a composition if that doesn't work for you. But it actually automatically does that for me, so I automatically have separated layers. And something I forgot to say in the past episode is that you have to save it as a PSD file, otherwise it won't remember the multiple layers over here. So what I'm just gonna do is already set this to half, so the quality on my screen is not fully it's on half actually. That's because I'm recording at the same time and it's kind of taking my computer to next level. But let's get into this animation. So let's let's not get rid of the background. Let's actually go to our effects and presets, and that's gonna take a while to load because my computer is slow. Alright, oh god, there we go, and type in fill. If you don't have this box, go to window and effects and presets, or press Ctrl or Command and 5. So just fill the background, and we shall do a little blue but very dark blue color, and that actually looks really nice with the gray color we're using over here. So let's get into editing. So we have the logo, we have the buttons, and we have the body. So first, obviously, we want to edit the body. So we have the wire and the body itself. So let's create ourselves the cube that comes on. And to do this, what I'm going to do is just use the title and action, save. Click right in the middle, hold Alt and Shift, or Control it is in After Effects, I'm sorry. And just create yourself a cube. So right now what we can do is just go to the rectangle path, unchain this, and just make it so it kind of fits in to our controller. So yeah, I'm just using the arrow keys as coordination, and there we go, there we have our perfect cube that kind of fits on the controller itself. You can hide it to check if it actually makes new pixels or not. So what we're gonna do is put this one above everything else. Yeah, there we go, and just animate, transform, scale, and just make it just go 10 frames forward and put that in. Go back to the beginning, make it 0, and let's actually go 10 frames forward. So Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift arrow to the right, and there we go. That is the preset for that's the quick key for skipping forward 10 frames. So and now all we want to do is just go a couple of frames back and make it a bit higher. So let's make it 70. So it kind of pops in, and there we go. So let's hide the body and the wire for now and check if this animation looks any nice. So it doesn't look that good. That is because the keyframes are very plain, they are just linear, and all I'm gonna do is just right click the keyframe assistant, easy ease. You can press F9, but I can't because F9 actually pauses my recording, so I won't do that. So here we have our cube coming in. It looks a lot smoother, and if you actually want to have more control over the speed of this animation, you can go into the graph editor. But I don't want to make this an hour-long tutorial and just go on about that. So now we have our kind of controller coming on. So here we go. This is the frame where the other thing ends, and this is where we are going to animate our body. So let's quickly unchain the scale and drag them both down to create a keyframe. And then we want to go 10 frames forward, and I actually want it to go make it big on the horizontal axis later on. So let's go 10 frames forward and make this 100. So here we have our very simple animation going on, and just press F9. I'm sorry I can't press it. Right click, easy ease. Because it pauses my recording. I gotta change the settings for that. But yeah. So let's see how it looks now. Right now, so it looks pretty nice, but as you can see at the beginning, our controller is still on. So just go to the frame where the cube covers up our body, and just make a keyframe for the opacity, make it 0, go 1 frame forward and make it 100. And here we go. Here we have our nice looking animation. So now all we want to do is get the wire on, and what I'm gonna do is do it at the same kind of time, and I'm just gonna use the linear white for this because it works. And then I'm actually gonna go over here and put that in. So let's just grab this. We could just keep it like this as it actually forms on itself, and that will do for us. So transition completion, make sure it's not on 0, make sure it's like about when it's gonna start. That's gonna make you have more control over the animation itself, as if you start at 0, the speed is calculated from there, and the easy ease will start from there as well, and now it will start at the point where you actually tell it to start. So it's easier to work in the graph editor basically, but you'll find that out once you do that. Alright, so that line animation was a bit too quick for me, so let's make it 20 frames long. And there we go. There we have our body coming on. Pretty easy, pretty basic. You can obviously use your own effects on this, use your own thoughts on this. This is just something I made up pretty quickly, and I thought it looked pretty nice actually. But I think I made just a small mistake. Yeah, the line wasn't fully done, so I'm also working in 1280 by 720 instead of 1920 by 1080, but you gotta work in that and just figure out how it works. It's kind of the same process as well. And 1920 by 1080 just gives you a little bit more quality on YouTube, especially as YouTube kind of fucks up your quality. So now let's go on to the buttons and do the right side first. So we have the so actually for this side I'm gonna create kind of a preset, and what I want to do is go to the normal composition and just see when kind of it's done and we can start animating this. And After Effects is so smart that it kind of, the marker you're on, it's gonna go to the new composition and stay on the exact same time. So that's something you could keep in mind. So I'm just gonna create kind of a preset and copy it on everything. So with this big circle, and all I'm gonna do is go to scale, make it 0, go 10 frames forward, make it 100, or with this one we can go 20 frames forward, as it's quite a big circle and you don't want big things to come on pretty quickly. Actually, I don't like that. So let's make it 110, a few frames before. So now we have this kind of bouncing in animation. But as you can see, it's not bouncing in from the right position. It's bouncing in from the middle, and that doesn't really look that great. So what we want to do is just grab this little tool next to the camera tool. It's called the pan behind or the anchor point tool. And all you need to do is just grab the anchor point, which is this little funky looking dot, and you gotta drag it to the middle of your circle. So then from now on it will bounce out from there. And what I'm gonna do is just right click these keyframes and easy ease them. And now I'm just gonna select the scale and copy those keyframes to where I want them. So now we have these buttons, and there we have the little buttons. So let's take a couple of frames for that, and for the animation for these little pill looking things, they kind of look like pills from Mario or something. But and let's add this effect to the yellow one. So let's copy that in, and let's actually change the anchor point as well to the right state. So there we go. And what I want to do for the yellow one is just press U to bring up all your keyframes, and go to the end one and press Ctrl Shift and back arrow, and that's going to bring you back to 10 frames after the first keyframe. So it's kind of a bit quicker, and that's what we want. So let's copy these keyframes and paste them on red, green and blue, and all we want to do is go forward. Oh wait, let's actually just put all of those on the same time. There we go. So we can change that later on. So all we want to do is just go to the red and grab the keyframe, grab the anchor point and put it to the right position. Go to the blue, put it to the right position. Go to the green and put it to the right position. So right now you can see why what we're doing, and you can actually see why we named all the files in Photoshop, because it's much easier and it's you can see much better in After Effects really. So here we have this animation, and then we want the pills to kind of come on, and I'm gonna use a linear wipe for that. So let's bring out a linear wipe and see what it's gonna do. Let's make it the right kind of position. I think it was 65, I'm not quite sure. 65 might be, no. 60. Coming close. 55. Yeah, 55 should be fine. So let's start at close to where the animation is starting, and go 10 frames forward again by pressing Ctrl, Shift and arrow to the right, and just make the animation finished. So let's copy this layer. Not copy it, and go to easy ease. Sorry, not copy, don't copy them. Just easy ease the keyframes. So now we have this thing coming on, and a bit later we have the buttons coming on. So we want the other pill to come on as well, and let's create a linear wipe for that one, and just go to where it starts, and I think it's 55 as well. That will work. Go to where it starts, keyframe, 10 frames forward, and to where it ends. So now let's offset this one in time so it goes a bit later after the other one, and let's actually put these back a bit, just because there's a bit of time between our buttons and those coming on. So let's go into our color buttons and close all of these down, and all you want to do is just randomly offset them a bit. So just randomly drag these to different directions, so you have this kind of random coming on effect. So right now let's see what we have. Getting rid of the logo. Oh wait, let's just take a look at what we got. Alright, so here we have the logo coming on. So all we gotta do for the right side is animate the text. And all I'm gonna do is just copy in all the keyframes we just created and go to the end. And all we need to do is change the anchor point again. So Y to the Y, X to the X, and A to the A, and B to the B. So you can play around with these depending on what you want. You might want to get a different look, but this is where I'm going for. So what I'm going to do again is just offset these a bit and just get a bit of a random effect going on. So they're randomly coming on. So let's go. Let's just take a look at what we have on the right side. And there we go. 2 pills going on. Alright, that looks pretty nice. We're done with the right side. Let's just say we're done. Obviously you can put more time in this and you can add rotation to different objects, but it's kind of the same process. It's just keyframing and kind of, yeah, figuring out your way. So let's go to the middle part, and what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and what should I do? I should just use a quite simple effect using shape masks, and all I'm gonna do is just go to the start and draw a shape around it and go to the start layer. And if you don't have this thing, you can change it over here, and we need to do that actually. And go to the track math and use track math alpha layer shape layer 1. So pretty much where the shape layer is, the text is visible. So all we gotta do is just create a keyframe near the end, go a couple of keyframes back, and there we go, animate it. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease those keyframes, and there you have your kind of animation. So it's too bad that this doesn't apply to every single stat. So what we need to do is just copy this one, copy the shape layer, drag it below our start, the copy, and alpha track math layer 2. So what we're gonna do is just drag this one over here so it covers the select button, and we're just gonna get the start keyframes and copy them. So what we have now is hopefully, oh sorry, I copied them on this wrong layer, I think. Oh, I didn't copy the keyframes. Alright, sorry. Copy them and paste them. And now we have this kind of smooth animation. So let's offset the select a bit, and there we go. So what should we do for our pills? I think we're just gonna use the same technique we used for our buttons. So to the right, and let's just use these keyframes, copy them, and paste them in. Lazy. Alright, so now we have this rounded and this rounded, and all we need to do is just go ahead and put the anchor point into position again. So you can play around with where you want the anchor point, but for me the middle is just fine. And let's offset these a bit in time as well. So now that we have this one set up, with the kind of middle part set up as well, we can go ahead and go over to the left side. So let's go to the left side. Sorry, it's quite late here and I'm quite tired, so we have this cross and this circle. I'm just gonna paste the circle thing. What's this? Alright, why is that not the lowest layer? For some reason. It's pretty weird. Alright, there we go, sorry. I'm just gonna paste in the animation we just created, and again I'm just gonna change the anchor point to where we want it, so in the middle. So it's kind of the same process going on, and you can actually, oh, I didn't, oh, God, I changed it for the wrong thing again. So let's create the right layer. God damn it again, I'm sorry. And there you go. So it's kind of the same process going on, and you can obviously change it up depending on what you want for your looks and whatever. So you can just play around with it. So what we're gonna do is just copy both of these in, and I'm actually gonna adjust it just a bit. So let's go to the end, and let's grab these anchor points to the middle, anchor points to the middle. And what I'm gonna do is select both these layers and go over to the rotation. And on the end, you want it to be 0, obviously. And let's go to the beginning keyframe of the scale. After X wants to work with us. Hello. All right, it's kind of slowly dying. All right, and at the beginning we want it to rotate a bit. So again, you can offset these in time. I don't know if that's the look you would want, but it's possible. So there you can see what we have, kind of an effect going on. And obviously you can use more. I mean, you have position, you have scale, you have rotation, you have opacity. You can even keyframe the anchor point, and that's not where it stops. You can go to effects and bring in transitions. Here you go. You can use any of these. You can use plugins you can install. So make sure to kind of search the web for plugins. That's fun as well. You can find really good plugins that you wouldn't expect. So, but yeah, I think that will wrap up this tutorial. Let's go to the beginning. So we've just created this. Oh, it's not quite done yet. We haven't animated the logo itself. So let's go animate the logo bit, and I'm just gonna select both of these and pre-compose them, because I had kind of two layers of one was the logo and one was the text, and I'm just gonna use the same technique we used for the select in the start, but this time I'm kind of gonna go a bit more perfect. So just no, that's not even close to perfect. So there we go. And what we're gonna do is go over to the track math and alpha math the layer 1, shape layer 1, and track the position, and let's actually make sure we are on the right frame. All right, that's fine. And where are we at? Logo, and go 2 frames back. Oh wait, yeah, 2 frames back is fine, and just drag it down. So it kind of comes out of nothing and comes in our frame. So let's right click these, easy ease them, and make sure I haven't paused my recording. Might have done that a couple of times. And these I'm just actually gonna edit them in our file. So let's select the position and go to the graph editor, of course, and go fit all graphs to view. So as you can see, we can't edit these, and that's because we have a graph for the X position and the Y position, but we haven't actually edited the X position of this object. So we haven't animated from right to left or horizontally. So to be able to edit these in the graph, you just gotta right click, separate the dimensions, and now you can just select the Y position, select the keyframes. I'm just gonna make them on my screen. Select the keyframes you've created, and I'm actually gonna zoom out a bit, and you can actually play around with these. So again, steeper is faster animation, and the less steep it goes, the more it slows down. So what we've created is a fast animation in the beginning that will kind of stop at the end. So as you can see, we have this kind of animation, and it's pretty cool. So I would like to thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you learned something. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. These were pretty long tutorials, and yeah, it's actually a pretty cool result. You can maybe change the logo for your text and use it as an intro or something like that. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon for another tutorial. And don't forget to submit tutorial ideas, because I'm kind of running dry. I still need to complete the series where I do my Cinema 4D effectors, but they're kind of boring. So, but yeah. I'll try to make out a lot of tutorials, but most of them I gotta do at night, so it's kind of a pain for me to do them. But thank you for watching, and please leave a like and comment for my hard work. I would wanna be